North. Huge history there. I coached the offensive line there. I feel I'm 61. I've done this for 39 years. I'm blessed to be able to be at that building, to work for our people, to work with our people, and to have good kids to work with every day like my three guys here. Cole Connor is a center for us, and Chris Royer is a guard center for us, and Nate Schultz is a tackle for us. They were nice enough to come over here and give us their time this morning because I'll use them to demo some stuff. Usually I do some stuff too because I've just done this so long. Usually I feel like I could show you a couple things, and the older I get, the less I think I'm showing, and I'm not doing a damn thing. So I'm going to do some things, but I'm going to hand off to the youth here to do some other things. Right from the top, I think one thing I would just give you as an old guy's advice is to coach against kids using their head, because some of them will do it, and unless we correct them, they're going to do it, and that's how they get hurt, and that's how it comes back on us too. So I think we have to coach against kids hitting with the head. I cringe when I hear these guys, these commentators on TV. Some of them have never even pulled a damn jock on, but they're up there pontificating to us about, well, he'll really stick his nose in there. Well, if you're sticking your nose in there, you're sticking your head in there, and that's going to get somebody seriously hurt. And that it's illegal, it's dumb, and it's impractical, and for you, it's going to get you called on the carpet sometime if some kid looks and says, well, he told me to hit with my head, that's what he said. Your ass is dead, you're out of here. You won't coach again. And the poor kid may never play again. So, coach against using the head. Coach against, for us, the head is a landmark. Like for us, on coach here, the head might be over here, or it might be over here. I'm sweating a lot. I put my forehead right there. Sure. Thank you, Bob. But it ain't ever going to be right here. That ain't going to happen. And if it happens, I got to stop it and I got to correct it and coach against it. The kids are going to get hurt. And a lot of kids, as you know, they don't know any better until you tell them. But they'll do this. That's when you got to pull the plug on the whole thing and start coaching against hitting with the head. We always talk about get your face up and see what you're hitting. Not that you're going to hit it with your head, but see what you're hitting. Get your face up. Can't see what you're hitting down here. See what you're hitting and don't hit with the head. The head's a frame of reference. Use it to think. Don't use it to hit with. Someone's going to get seriously injured. Thanks for listening to that. I owe that to you, and I think we all better be careful. Well, stance. Yeah, I coach.
Albert, what do you think, say, head play side? Is there anything wrong with that?
No.
Okay.
No. I always say, slide your head this way, or your head should be to the right. Yeah, sure. I don't think they can get you on that. And I don't think that a poor young man will put himself in jeopardy doing that. It's an excellent question, Chad. Thank you, Chad. I just spent a week in Cape Cod. I grew up back there. And I spent an evening sitting down with two 75-year-old guys that were my high school coaches. And I was sitting in a cabin down in Carver, which is near Cape Cod. And I was just sitting here with my two old coaches, 75 years old. I said, shit. I'm so lucky they would give me an evening to sit with them, and they felt the same way. And I'm sitting there sucking in everything they're saying. We had a couple of Heineken lights, and we're just talking about the world, I'm 61. Shut up. And then, this summer I called the head coach that I had in high school, John Burgess. He's in Bangor, Maine. He's 80 years old, my old head coach. And he's spending time on the phone with me. And I'm thinking, I am privileged that he would get on the phone with me. 80 years old, son of a gun. And he said, look, Butch, you think you know about pulling and schemes, and you think you know about punching, and you think you know about down blocking and footwork and everything else? You better teach your boys how to get in a stance. Because when I was you, stance was important. God bless you, Coach.
Thank you.
You bet. And the stance is important now. He's 80 years old. He tells me, you better teach stance. And I thought, well, damn it, if John's saying it, I am going to teach stance. So, let's start out with that. Here's what we talk about when we talk about stance. Again, I hope this is not going to bore you, but honestly, I know you're dealing with some guys that never even been in a stance. And it's so important. You can't do anything unless you line up correctly. Okay, we talk about a balanced stance. I'm just telling you the way we do it. Other people might do it the other way he asked me to come, so this is what you're getting. And I got this from someone else anyway. I just copied a bunch of other guys. Stance. We got a balanced stance. When we talk about width, the taller you are, probably the wider you're going to have a little more width. I mean, a guy that's 5'5" isn't going to be as wide as I am with my stance. It's all relative to leg length, right? How big you are. So Royer in the middle, Chris, is going to be a bit narrow than his two teammates. Did I introduce you guys? Okay, I've done. This is like doing this 6 times. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Anyway, okay. So, get a proper stance. Don't be big and wide. Guys, when we get some freshmen at Wheaton North, inevitably those kids come up and they line up like this. They're big and wide. Can't play. Can't move. Can't get out of your stance. Minimize that thing. Shoulder was slightly wider than shoulder width. You know, and everybody's different. This is not a gospel. This is the way you gotta do it. You know, everyone's different. But the bigger you are, the longer you are, probably you get a little more width. The shorter you are, you're probably a little more compact. But I do know, if you're big and wide, and I ask you to reach left, shit, you're already over there. You know what I mean? You can't move. If I ask you to pull right, shoot, you can't move. You're all spread out. So, get a decent width. Don't get too darn wide. Put your hand down out in front of your nose. Stare out under your eyebrows, man. With all this equipment we got these kids in today, you know, to tell them to get their head up, it is up, right? They get all these rolls and shit on all over the place. It's fine. It's fine. Stare out under your eyebrows. Stare out under your eyebrows. Your eyes can move. Okay, now, this other arm, I don't have anything to do with this. I just tell them to rest it on their thigh. But I know some guys, and they have good reasons for it. Some guys want that hand here. Some guys want it here. Some guys want it here. I mean, I just don't have anything else to do with it, so I just tell them, lay it there. You just, you know, damn it, lay it there. You know, you might have a better thing to do with it. I mean, that's okay. You got to do what's good for you. I'm just here to tell you what's good for us. Okay, have a flat back. Let's go. Have a flat back. You know, I just feel like if your can's way up in the air, all right, boy, you can really come off the ball, but, you know, we're doing a lot of different things. We do more than just come off straight. And then, if your can is way down there, to me, it seems like you got a lot of stuff going backwards. Usually, hey, Schultz, what do I usually say? If I catch you, Roy, show us that stance, Roy boy. What do I say he looks like?
Bear in the woods.
You're looking like a bear in the woods getting ready to go ahead and deposit a big one, right? You know, flatten your back out. Flatten your back out. Now you got some balance. With your hand, I know this is one of those things too. If you notice, Schultz over here, Nate, who's over here, when he puts his hand down, I mean, I've always been taught fingertips. And those fingertips are in the ground, and you're grabbing grass with those fingertips because those fingertips are going to help you take that first step. And you're grabbing grass, trying to propel yourself forward. Schultz doesn't do that. If you notice him, go ahead and get on, boys. The other two guys, Cole's used to having a ball under his head. He's a center. That's why he's doing that. Roy Boy tends to grab a little grass. Schultz doesn't, but he ain't broke. He has excellent feet. He does what we want him to do, so I'm not going to mess with him. You know, I mean, what I used to do was, wait a minute, that guy at Glenbard North said grab grass with your toes, with your fingers. So it ain't broke. I'm not going to fix him. He does a hell of a job doing it his way. I'm leaving him alone. If he wasn't, I'd get on him a little bit. I'm just going to leave him alone. He's okay. So, but usually it's fingertips. But there's a guy in our program who plays on defense, and this is the way he gets in his stance. And it's not my business. But here's what he does. And I just look and I think, he cannot play. And I don't know if he can or not because he's not my affair. But here's the way he lines up. Get his palm on the ground. Can't play. Can't play. Can't play with your palm on the ground. He can't even get out of his stinking stance. I probably should say something. And maybe I'll grab him and privately mention it to him. But I know we're not going to do that because you can't stinking move with your hand on the ground like that. Okay, one more time, get in your stance. Flat back, stare under your eyeballs. Grab grass with your fingertips. Now, grab grass with your toes. Grab grass through your cleats with your toes. I know what used to be said was, get some air under your heels. And now when you get air under your heels, you tend to lean forward and, oh, you beat the snap. All right, 1st and 15. Oh shit, I love 1st and 15. Shit. Anyway, grab grass with your toes. Grab grass with your toes. I don't have to say get air under your heels. Grab grass with your toes, and now you got a little bit of command of the ground underneath. Grab grass with your toes through your cleats, and then you don't have to tell them to lean forward. If they lean forward, you can't do anything else other than come forward. Okay, thank you, boys. Okay.